This is Rob and Sherry, also known as the Digikast. We love to talk about our shared interests and experiences. We hope that anyone reading, listening, or watching this will find something to enjoy and maybe learn something new.
All right, welcome to the Digikast. We're trying to do an East Coast vacation on a budget, specifically Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. As a family coming from the DMV area, we know that our dollars have to stretch as far as they can go, especially in these trying times. We have weathered and continue to weather some financial storms. So with all the various activities and events coming back to full capacity, we would like to share our tactics on maximizing our well-deserved vacation time. Our favorite vacation spot is Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and it's about a 4-hour drive from where we live. Generally requires a hotel stay to get the most out of our time. With that example in mind, we can show you how we do Busch Gardens, Williamsburg Food and Wine Festival. Okay, first step is to go to the official website and see what's happening. Check the events page, see what's going on with stuff before you go.
Do your research.
Exactly. We're doing Food and Wine Fest. We know we want to do food and wine. This is not a big roller coaster riding trip, but it's a big eat food from different countries trip. And that's what we're going to do. The Food and Wine Festival just started. We went there. It was great. It was awesome. But it's very limited time. So we wanted to tell you guys about all that. It runs from April 28th to June 12th.
Yes, the event focuses heavily on food and wine. I mean, obviously, from around the world, like what you just said. So I actually like to make note cards and I highlight all of the top dishes that we want to try.
And cut to top dishes that we ate here and here and here.
Yeah. So we all know, I mean, a trip to an amusement park, especially for first-time guests at that particular park, can be hectic and stressful. It all goes back to research. Doing your research beforehand will actually give you invaluable insight.
Yeah, you don't want to go and then not know what you're doing.
Right.
It's a great feeling when you go and you got everything in a row and everything goes to plan. It's never going to go to plan, but it's good to try.
Exactly. So the food and wine sample pack for this year is priced at either $59.99 or $79.99 as a package deal. So $59.99 will get you 10 samples, $79.99 will get you 15 samples. We actually did the $79.99 package to get 15 samples because we just share the samples. There's some things that I don't eat that have meat in them or shellfish in them, that I don't eat. And then, Rob will get those samples. And then there's things that I eat that he doesn't eat. And we just kind of like share that way. And I got a Impossible burger.
Oh, wait. Wait. Back up. Who are we?
We're the Digicast.
Who are you?
I'm Sherry's Joy.
Who's your friend?
EOZ89.
Shout out. Where can we find you?
Me?
Yeah.
Instagram, everything is the same login, so it'll be posted in this, I guess.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Impossible burger.
That's fine. It's already gone.
It's a Impossible burger with Asian slaw on it on a steamed bun. See?
Wait, hold it up for the camera.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Steam bun.
So good. It tastes good.
Does it taste like it's meat, or?
Like I can taste ginger. It's like gingery. I can taste the Impossible burger for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it's got like Asian spices on it. Yeah, it's good.
You like it? That's all that matters. The spicy tuna cup.
I also got the spicy
yes,
tuna.
I went with what I knew. It is very good. The sushi is very good. And they gave you a little bit of wasabi,
Nice.
a little bit of ginger in there, so enough to, get the bite, but not, enough, or not that much, right, And the wasabi is a liquid, so it's not the normal,
It's like
the normal paste that you normally get,
Okay.
But so it works better for, a cup of this size.
right,
So
let
it's
me see.
just,
I know what
had a couple bites already. Couldn't wait for the camera to be set up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
A
it's very
spring
good.
roll.
Like a spring roll?
Yeah.
Looks like a spring roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Check back in or next stop.
So it sounds pricey, especially for multiple people. But when the samples cost anywhere between, like individually, because you can buy them individually. So when they cost anywhere between like $5 and $13, that starts to add up.
Basically, the samples cost anywhere from about $4.99, $5, as high as like $13 for some, weird cocktails. So basically, if you buy the samples individually at $5 or more a piece, you're going to be losing out on the deal. So if you bought 10 samples at $5 each, that'd be $50, and the basic package is $59.99. So you're like losing $10 on that deal. Basically, if you buy the sampler and then go redeem those samples, the sample tokens, they give you a little punch card. You redeem those $6, $7, $8, $10, $12 ones, and you get all those, then you're saving $20, $30 on all the samples. And we got the $79 or $79.99 package deal with 15 samples. They don't run out until June 12th. So we got a couple holes to punch left. Oops on our part, because we may not make it back down there, but you basically get that, you save that money. I did the oyster shooter, which was $13, and I would have been mad if I had bought that by itself for $13. But it was included in the package, so I felt like I was getting a deal. If you kind of play that side of the sampler price versus individual price, you can make out ahead, and it's a pretty good deal. Keep in mind that you can, once you buy the sampler pack, you can still buy individual samples. Common way of doing that would be, oh man, I ran out of samples, I'm buying individual. But the better way to do that is you would buy a $4 sample of something small, something like a drink or whatever, versus buying a $10 sample. Like if you're on punch card number 8 and you want to get 3 more things, buy the cheapest one and then punch out the rest with your tokens. That way you save the cash on the more expensive one and you don't waste a token on a cheaper item.
Okay, so the wine tour. The wine tour is at the park at all times. It's actually separate from the Food and Wine Festival. The wine tour is the normal wine tour of the park. So yes, buy the wine tour, but no, do not buy the wine tour twice. So the wine tour actually allows you to do 3 wine tastings in different parts of the park with wine from regions that they represent. The pricing does fluctuate, we notice, from year to year, or at least from this year or from last year. Currently, in 2022 season, it's $35.99 for non-pass holders, but they do offer a really good discount when you do a wine tasting refill. So what's a wine tasting refill? A wine tasting refill is you do the tour and you get a souvenir glass. You come back to do the tour, you give them your souvenir glass, and you get a discount for bringing your souvenir glass. And yes, if you are a pass member, you do get a discount on top of that. So when you buy, or if you don't want to do the wine tour, you can buy the tour individually, and if you have your wine glass, then you get that discount as well still. There's a few ways to work the deal. It really just depends on how much wine tasting you want to do. Me, I always do, well, actually both of us, we always do all 3 wine tours. Sometimes we do them twice, but we always bring our wine glass. We collect them. We've collected them over the years. So I do have some older ones that I bring, and it's fun to bring them because everybody's like, oh, you haven't seen that in a while. So it's always fun to see. But we do use our discount, and we do use our discount for the wine glass, and we do save a significant amount of money by doing it that way.
Another bit about the wine tasting is that the wine ambassadors will not accept any tips. There's no tipping allowed at the wine bars. That's good. Most people don't have cash or whatever, but it's kind of a bummer. So what you can do is you can always give positive feedback to the wine ambassadors themselves, and then go to guest relations. Tell them who you talked to, who did you see there? Did you see Miss Nora? You saw Miss Priscilla? You saw Paul? These are the great wine people. You saw Michelle. You saw all those people. And you say, hey, I had a great time at the wine bar. I wanted to give them a tip, but I couldn't. I just want to make it known that it was a great time. And that goes a long way. We see these people year in, year out, and we try to, Sherry will say, we build up a rapport with them, and it's a great time. And then we come and we having fun and hanging out, and everybody that's there with the bar, and we're a couple veterans of going to the park all the time, and they're like, oh man, they're cool. Look at your glass, and look at your crappy this year's glass. Look at us with the OG glass from 2 years ago. So yeah, keep your glasses. Bring them, get your discount.
And let's not forget about Miss Ruby.
Yeah, Miss Ruby's great.
Yes, they're all great.
Yeah, I guess the other side of that is they do have a Scotch bar and a
Rum.
bourbon bar.
There was for the Food and Wine Festival at least, it was new to us. The Scotch bar, or the Scotch tasting and the rum tasting, were new for this season. I don't know if they're there all season or if they're just there for the Food and Wine Festival, but the bourbon tasting is always there, and that's actually new within the last maybe season and a half. So yeah, so check those out. We haven't actually done those. Maybe we will one day.
Right. I don't think you get to keep the shot glass, but I don't think you get that same discount.
Yeah, and I'm not sure on the price. I honestly think it did say either $24.95 or $29.95. I'm not quite sure.
Also, you can do shots at the wine bar. They frequently have limoncello there to do shots with. And you do get to keep those shot glasses. They'll give you a plastic one to shoot and then a glass one to take home. You can buy a glass. You can buy a bottle at the park. But they wrap it up in a bag, double bag, just so you know.
And you can buy a bottle to drink in the park. They will open it for you and cork it so that you can drink it in the park. Or you can buy a bottle to just take home with you. We kind of do both. And at every wine bar, I always buy also a glass of wine, which is $9.99 without a membership discount.
You can have them send it to the front of the park, and when you check out or when you leave for the day, you just go pick it up at
Guest relations.
Yeah, guest relations.
Any wine that you buy a bottle of that's cold, they put all the bottles anyways in a plastic carrier. But if you buy ice wine or any wine that's served cold, they will put ice in the plastic bag, put the wine bottle in there, and then they put a brown paper bag outside of that with a little handle to carry around for your convenience.
Rides at the park. For this trip, we passed on the quick queue packages since we're mostly focused on food and wine. But if you'd like to do everything and maximize your day with food and rides, we would recommend at least considering it. We definitely waffled on this one. Ultimately glad we didn't pick it up. And the price fluctuates, and it fluctuates based on what rides you can ride. So I think it starts at about 50 and goes up to 80 and higher.
The price ranges depending on the events.
Go ahead.
The price ranges sometimes depending on the time of year, the event, or even the day of your purchase, like the day you're going to the park. So there are 3 different tiers. The highest tier can be up to $80, but that'll get you unlimited rides on some of the roller coasters and one ride only on Pantheon. The middle tier is unlimited all day rides on some of the roller coasters. That's it. And then the bottom tier is one ride only on some of the roller coasters. It does not include Pantheon, except for that the top tier, but that's one ride only. It does not include Loch Ness Monster, and I do not believe it includes for Bolton.
Weird. I can see why they do it like that. But the new roller coaster makes sense that they would have that restriction. So if you're trying to plan out your day and you want to do the new stuff, our suggestion is to go early
Do the new
and
stuff
get there
first.
early and do it first. Yeah. We waited about an hour for Pantheon, and
We were there 15 minutes after the park opened.
right. So there was already an hour wait line for it. And the quick queue didn't seem like, it was worth it for that because we were doing food and wine and everything else. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the least busy days in the park. Definitely do your research on when the park is open because that's usually just during the summer. We've gone in the early spring, we've gone in the late fall for Christmas Town, and it's not always open during the week. But when it is, you can pretty much count on the lines being short enough that you don't really need the quick queue. And then buying it specifically for the newest and probably longest line roller coaster in the park doesn't make sense after that. Most of the other rides in the park, most of the bigger rides, Griffin, Apollo's Chariot, have relatively short wait lines because they have a higher capacity. They've been there for years. They've got all their kinks worked out. As far as going on the weekend, you gotta plan accordingly. Go early, stay late. Also, for extreme rides, something like Pantheon is not the friendliest for larger riders. We actually had someone in our party not able to ride because of this restriction. So keep that in mind. Check out what all the height and weight restrictions are because that is a newer one. But that's never happened to us before. We've gone there to ride, we've been able to ride. So that's my 2 cents on that as a roller coaster enthusiast.
I think, and then also because you guys were in line for an hour, so he went through the line the whole hour, and then gets in the ride and is like can't. So the seat tester is not outside of the line queue; it's actually distance away. Like to get to Pantheon, anyone not familiar with the park, it's a new area that they built. Well, they renovated an area. So they had to build like this bridge that goes over railroad tracks and it goes down. But the only thing over there is that ride. So you walk to the little area where the section of the park. Then you go to the side and you go over this bridge and walk a little bit more to get to the ride. The test seater is before you get to the bridge for the area. So it's just kind of like out there where all the other rides are. So the test seater really should be outside of the queue line, and because it's not, someone should be out there, the person who's holding a little stick that says you must be this tall to ride this ride, that person should kind of suggest, hey, test seater something. But then also you can't really insult, you're afraid to like insult people, I guess. It depends. I mean, would you rather your time being wasted by standing in line and then get in the ride and you can't ride it because of your size? Or would you risk getting insulted and saving your time? Because this is a new ride. I was waiting for them in the line, and I saw it went from 60 minutes all the way up to 85. And that was at the beginning of the day, within the first hour that the park was open. I can't even imagine what it was later.
Yeah, that was the first big weekend of the park being open for quote-unquote summer. Like, everybody got to do the media stuff, everybody got to do the past member stuff, and it's open for real. So everybody else that hasn't ridden it is there to ride it. One last note, they are serious when they say no loose articles on this ride. They will make you take off glasses. They will make you take off hats. You will not, or you should not, ride with a phone. It will fall out of your pocket. This ride does put you upside down, and it's not like a loop. It hangs you there. It's called a stall. There's 2 of them. You're upside down. You're at the mercy of the lap bar. That's why they're so serious about it, because you are not just forced up into your seat on a loop. You are hanging. And I have my phone in my pocket, and I would have left it had I known. I was lucky to have tight pants on. But yeah, so also as far as media goes, they will let you ride with a GoPro. Check that stuff at guest relations when you get first into the park. If we didn't have to check guest relations, we might have been able to get on the ride maybe 20 minutes sooner. That's about it. But have them check your equipment. If you want to ride with a GoPro on a wrist mount or a chest mount, They will let you do it, but you do have to check with management before you do so. That's one of the nicer things about these Busch Gardens and SeaWorld parks. Don't try it with the phone. Don't try it with the selfie stick. They will kick you out of the park or something like that. That's a danger to yourself and everyone else around.
We probably make the most of our deals at the park through our pass member discount. We pay monthly, and we actually reap the discounts for the whole year, and we go even before the year is paid off. So we actually get perks of parking. We get free parking plus priority parking. We, get special rewards monthly. We are able to go to past member days. There's just so many options that we have. Photo keys where you can take, you get your picture on the ride or whatever. There's just so many options and opportunities that we have. We get discount on merchandise, food, beverages. It's good. It's wonderful. So if you live within the area, close by within the area, it's a really, really good option, and they're really, really good about, with their monthly payments. We've been past member. I've always been a past member. I'm a veteran. I worked there, and I've been a past member ever since 1998. So it's a really good place. It's my favorite place on earth, and we know how to, it's just great, and the discounts are wonderful.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We're trying this new thing out, so we're going to post all of our videos and stuff upcoming and new and cool stuff that's in the future to this new channel. If you check out the old Big Robo 29 channel, you'll see a lot of video game stuff. But all of our video of our past trips and whatnot, we do Busch Gardens all the time. We do Hershey, we do Busch Gardens, but we do stuff in and around the area. So if that sounds good to you, you should probably hit the like and subscribe button, I guess. So we know that you're there and you're listening, you're out there. We thank you for watching. We really do. Trying this new thing to get out more content, more fun and interesting content, and be doing this with my partner in crime, my wife for life, and we're gonna be good to go. No, I'm just rambling. I'll probably cut all that out.
So please, if you like what you see, like what you hear, you're interested for more, please click the button to subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. We thank everyone for watching. Love the world.
Peace up in the grill.